In this video, I'm going to build an entire OBS streaming setup using 100% Fiverr. We are talking about streaming overlays, creating background music, building my entire OBS streaming collections and profile for streaming to Facebook. Of course, if you want to stream to YouTube, you can do the same thing. And the Fiverr seller is actually going to be setting up my encoder settings. Now, for my overlays, they're gonna be building my countdown timer or starting soon overlay. They're gonna build all my layouts for things like sharing my screen or showing my camera with a chat next to it, my be right back scene or offline scene, plus my guest layouts, all the way to the thanks for watching scene for ending my stream. So technically, as soon as I'm done with my last Fiverr seller, I should be able to just hit go live and be able to go live to either on Facebook or YouTube. But for today, of course, I'm just gonna design this stream specifically for Facebook Live. Now, this video is gonna be more like experimental. However, if you're someone who's busy, who doesn't have time to set up everything that you need for streaming, especially if you're using OBS, you can actually get everything done from Fiverr. Or if you're someone who's just getting started and don't understand OBS, again, Fiverr is a great source for this kind of stuff. Now, this video is partially sponsored by Fiverr, which means they gave me some of the credits that I used to purchase some of the services for the purpose of experimenting with Fiverr, but there was no money exchanged at all. Now, personally, I've been using Fiverr for many years actually, and I still use it till today. So this is not something new to me, but I'm gonna be rating some of the services that I actually got, and I'm gonna be trying to hire some of the most expensive, I mean, not very expensive, but also trying to go in the cheaper. And I'm gonna give you my thoughts, guys, and I'm gonna show you everything that I was actually able to get. Now, at the end of this video, hopefully I'm gonna be able to help you decide if Fiverr is actually worth it for your streaming needs. So let's not take much time, let's get right into it. What is going on, guys? My name is Sam. You're watching live production tips and tools helping you master live streaming. So the first thing, guys, before we actually get into details, because I've got some really good looking overlays, and I'm super excited to have you listen to the music, the background music that actually one of the sellers created for me for my streams. Okay, but I just wanted to show you one of the overlays and of course the actual entire OBS scene collection that the guy was able to help me create on Fiverr. So as you can see, of course I had to provide the overlays, but this is the overlay. This is what it looks like. I got my starting stream scene. I've got my main camera here. Of course, the camera is not in there, but I'll have to insert my own camera, which is super easy to do. But as you can see, I was able to create all the layouts and, you know, have all the sources and scenes already kind of, you know, pre-made for me. So all I had to do was just go here to profile, import a profile into my OBS, and then go to scene collection and import what he actually did. And it's actually fantastic. So everything, guys, came from Fiverr. I've got my overhead camera, and of course, as you can see, it's empty. I mean, if you want to know how to insert your camera and everything, it's actually super easy. But you can see my guest scenes, you know, for 3 guests, video playback. If you want to play back a video, go ahead and actually insert your video, be right back, and stream ending soon. So this is what you get. And of course, if you go to settings, you can see that he has actually created, like, you know, everything's kind of set up to, you know, to live stream to Facebook Live. So service, you see Facebook Live, server default, and then all you gotta do is just insert your stream key, and then you hit OK, and then you're actually able to go live. Now, if I go to output, he has set up everything, encoders, rate control, bitrate, everything that I need to actually be able to go live to Facebook. Now, if I wanted to go live to YouTube, he actually could have done the same thing for YouTube. As you can see, for the output is 1920 by 1080, and then frame rate 30 frames per second. So everything is kind of ready for me to go live. The only thing I will have to do, so let's say if I wanted to add my camera, I would just go to, just quick example to show you. I go to my main camera scene here, and then as you can see, everything's labeled. I can go to main camera source here, and then right click and go to property. And then as you can see, the device is set to OBS virtual camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually grab my Streamlabs virtual camera. There we go. So now I've got my camera coming in, right? So as you can see, it's actually easy to set up. All you gotta do is just gonna bring in your camera source, and as you can see, it fits perfectly. And I can go live. Of course, if you want to add some other stuff, I can do that. So as you can see, I've got my countdown timer, I've got my main camera. Of course, I can go ahead and add my overhead camera. Just keep going and fill up, some of the things that I have to add on my own. So this is what it looks like. And again, if you're a beginner or you didn't have time to set up all these things, you can actually pay. This guy is actually charging me only $20, which is amazing. So that was one of the servers actually. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and head to Fiverr and show you some of the other gigs that I was actually able to get. Now the first one is, if I go to my orders here, is this guy. Of course, I had to do some research and trying to find the services that were actually matching with what I was looking, which is something that I recommend. Always try to look at samples, look at what they did for other people, because some people may be selling stuff like background music, but when you listen to some of the stuff they have done before, sometimes it does not match your style. So it's always good to listen to the seller, look at the ratings, and of course go with with what matches your budget. So this is the guy who is already working on my background music. And as you can see, this one was a little expensive because it's $116. However, it's a looping music. If I go to details, I'm just gonna show you what he has created. Okay, so basically I got commercial use. The reason why I got commercial use, because sometimes I'm a content creator, so I want to be able to own the music before I use it for some other projects. I can use it because it's my own, right? So that's why I want to make sure you get the commercial use, not just a personal use. But if you're just going to be using it to stream, you're not going to create content for anyone else, so you may never use it commercially, sell it or monetize with it, then you probably don't need the commercial use. Okay. And then of course, 2 revisions included. Okay. And paid $100 plus $6 service fee and then tax. So it goes to $116. Okay. Now the duration is of the music is, first of all, it's the background music that's kind of loopable because I want it to be the background music of my streams, and it has to be 60 seconds. All right. So if I go to delivery right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and make you guys listen to the track that he created for me, just to have an idea. Not bad for a stream. It's the background music. So, all right, so you guys could hear that actually it's not really bad. Now, one of the tips that I will give you if you want to get some background music made specifically for you is try to find a song that you already like. Go to other websites like Epidemic Sound and listen to their music and pick a song that you personally like and try to give them as a sample, because if you let them create what they feel is right for you, you may end up with multiple revisions or wasting your time, because they may create something and you actually be very, very disappointed because it's not within your taste or within your preferences, right? Like your style, right? So that's one tip. So this is the first delivery, but I didn't like, because I've got some birds in the background. I didn't like the birds, so I asked him to remove the birds, but also felt like it wasn't well mixed, and there was some instruments that were were a little higher. Just a few things to tweak it and make sure it's, I feel like I felt like it was kind of all over the place, some of the instruments, and I asked him to just master it, remix and remaster it, and remove the birds in the background. And other than that, the song is actually perfect for streaming and have it kind of play in the background. All right. So my next seller was, so overall, I'm actually happy with this song. My next seller is actually this guy right here. This guy really is not part of what we're talking about today, but this guy, I liked working with him. He helped me design some of the stuff of my Shopify store, which is the website where you're gonna have access to some of the overlays that you're gonna be downloading. I'm gonna be giving you the overlays that I got designed by some of the Fiverr. I've got some of my own, but I've got some that I got from Fiverr as well. They did for me, so I'm gonna be giving them to you guys for free for the next 10 days after this video is published. Okay, so the guy actually helped me kind of redesign my, this website right here to be able to have all the access. So he did, I would say like 80% of the work for me, and I had to do some of the work, of course, but I do recommend him 100% because I believe he did a great job. He had this little background video for me, all these logos here, like he gave this website like, a new life. So that was, he actually, for that, to do that, he charged me $80, and I will actually recommend him 100%. All right, so next up we have my next order, of course, was the overlays, which is actually the main key for this. If you creating a OBS streaming kind of setup, like streaming setup, streaming setup, OBS, the key is really to have good overlays, because the overlays are going to be like your branding, in a way. All right, so the first one is Isabel, okay, and she did, I'm gonna show you what she did for me. Detailed, she did over 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so she did some animated overlays for me. Okay, now most of these guys we had to do, of course, I will look at some of their gigs that were available, they were offering on their pages. However, I had to make most of the time to make a custom gig offer, or they had to make a custom gig offers, because some of the things that you may need, some of these guys will be maybe creating for gamers. If you're a gamer, it's gonna be perfect, or creating for Twitch stream and stuff like that. And for me, I wanted YouTube and Facebook, more focused into things that are not gaming related. So I had to ask them and then try to explain them and give them as much details as possible. So she did a starting soon countdown timer, guest overlay from 2 guests to 4 people kind of layout, screen share, be right back, and actually face cam or main camera scene, stream ending soon, main camera with a chat doc, and then of course there was some commercial rights included. All of that for $75. $75, I think, is perfect for an animated kind of overlay pack. So I'm gonna show you actually what she did is this one you're watching right now. This is the animated pack that she did for me. Okay, so as you can see, that's the one that I used to send to the other guy. So the other guy who did the whole setup in OBS, I kind of had to send the overlays to him to be able to kind of design everything. So I paid $20, but $20 does not include the designing of the overlays. So you have to provide your own overlays, right? So these are some of the things that she did for me, and I'm actually super happy. Again, let me go ahead and actually show you real quick what they look like here. All right, so this is everything that she sent to me. Okay, as you can see, I got be right back. Okay, again, most of these files are going to be WebM kind of format. So, and when you upload to OBS, you can have to loop them, some of this, but you can see this is my ending soon scene. So like everything gets layouts. So in total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 assets. So it wasn't bad for $75. If you ask me if I like the overlays, I felt like they were not super wow. Okay, I feel like, again, this is my personal taste. I believe I gave her like 5 stars or 4.8, but I just felt like they were, the edges went down. The touch, she didn't have this modern touch, in my opinion. Okay, again, this is just me, my personal preference, but other than that, I think she did a good job. And also the animation is a little more aggressive. So if you were doing this for something like entertainment, I think it would be awesome because it's like more flashy. But if you're doing some live streams where you're more educational, maybe this could be a little distracting. So you have to be, before you actually decide how to, when you design your overlays, you have to go with what you're trying to do. Right? If you're doing entertainment, something where you need the stream that's gonna be super, hype and exciting, like if you're a DJ or doing any other thing that has to do with entertainment, even if it's educational, but has to be more like, entertaining a little bit, then these animated kind of crazy overlays are going to be perfect for you. All right, next up, we have another seller. This was for my other animated overlays. There you go. Let's go to details. And this one was $200. This was the most expensive one that I had to work with. And the reason why I did this is I wanted to show you the difference between the most expensive ones. Again, remember, Fiverr was founded on the principle of like having everything for $5, right? So back in the day when Fiverr started, actually most of the services were like $5. Now that has changed a little bit. It's more like, yeah, it's 5, but you go to 10 and then 20. So some of them are actually getting expensive, but not that expensive compared to other online kind of services like this. Fiverr is, like, in my opinion, one of the most, actually the cheapest right now. So again, I've been using Fiverr for like years, to be honest. So now why this one was more expensive is because some of the backgrounds that the other sellers use, sometimes they have to download them, or they don't create from scratch. They take assets, they mix them together and then make some changes, but they don't design everything from scratch. Now this guy actually told me that he designed everything from scratch, from background. Now I asked also to do 34 overlay assets. So 34, that means we have like 12 interview overlays that, if you have guests, you can have up to 6 guests in different layouts. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. But also everything's animated. He created a custom kind of vibe, designed my room like from scratch, like a streamer kind of looking room, and then he created static overlays from that. And then from the static overlays, he also created animated overlays, which is awesome. Now it's $200. I believe not everybody's kind of ready to pay $200, but if you have $200 or something like that, you can probably, or maybe you don't need that much or that many overlay or that many layouts. It could be less expensive if you don't order 20 or 34 assets. But for me, because this was the experiment, I wanted to show you guys what you can get from something like for $200. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually show you some of the stuff that he was able to create. Now this is the animated version of it. So if I go to, these are all the assets. So if I go to single overlays, you can see we have like 2 versions of the single camera kind of thing. So this is the first one. It's kind of more like full frame, full screen. Okay, and you can see the animation is it's modern, it's kind of subtle, it's not too much, but it's also like bringing those vibes of like being more entertaining. So you can use this for entertainment kind of streams, but you can also use them for educational. So you have this version where you have like, it's a a layout where you can have your name tag here and everything, or the info you want to put here, and then you can still you can see the animation is not too much, it's kind of subtle. Of course, it's a kind of different layout compared to the other one we just saw. You can also you see this version with, again, name, same thing that we just saw, but with the space to add your name, your handle. All right, so that's that. Multiple versions for every overlay. So if I go to screens here, just want to show you, you can see, first of all, he designed the background. You can see how like the whole thing is, like it's a vibe. This vibe, you got a gamer kind of streamer kind of room. He designed everything from scratch. You got a computer in the background. He was probably trying to mimic my background here. You can see like I got a computer. I've got camera, keyboard, mouse, computer, cables. You got some cameras on the other side. You got a big table here, some camera here. You got a microphone. So you can see this guy, it's kind of nice, man. I really, really loved it. And then of course you got the flow. You got this kind of chair moving. This is like, you can see that it's original, 100% original. So imagine if you tell him specifically, this is what I want, this is what I want. Now, one of the downside of telling them what you want, sometimes you're limited in terms of knowing what you want. It happens. So if that's the case, you can always tell them, I don't really know what I want. You can show them what your stream looks like, or somebody who has a stream that you want them to look like yours, or you want to, somebody who inspires you, maybe another streamer who inspires you, and give them an idea for them to create something. So from the background, now they're able to create something like this, starting soon, kind of scene with a countdown timer. Again, you can see the animation is super subtle. So imagine if you have this kind of thing and you add that music that I just showed you guys. This sounds like more like lo-fi kind of thing. It's awesome. So this is like, it cost me more money, $200, but with all the assets that I have and all the good stuff, like all the layouts, I can go to interview overlays. He gave me like a lot of layouts. Look at this, it's a lot. Okay, so if you start from 2 people kind of layout, which is awesome. Same thing again, the background is still the same. Can go to 3 people layout. Look at this. Wow, like you see the animation is not too much, but you still see the animation, which is awesome. And then you go to 3 people, different style, and then you go to 4 people, 5 people, 6 people. It's awesome. So I kind of like this layout so much, and the overlays that he was able to create. So he also gave me another version of this, but more static, so there's no movement. Let me show you real quick. So basically it's the same thing, but this one is not gonna be moving. So if you probably want to have 2 versions, one that's not moving and another one that's more like moving, then you can use this one for sure, right? So it's exactly the same thing, same copy, but this one again is 100% static. You can see some of the overlays, exactly the same thing. So all this for $200, guys. I mean, it's really, if you have the money and you have the budget, I think it's worth it 100%. So again, I'm gonna link his info down below if you guys are interested. So the next setter is actually the one that created other static overlays for me as well. And this one was on the cheaper side of things, okay? Because she was able to give me for $175. Again, this was experimental. It's not like I need all these overlays, okay? But for $175, it was able to give me 5 packs of static overlays, which is awesome. Okay, so now if I go to delivery, you can see again her name. I believe it's actually a girl. Her name is Saha. All right, you can see all the overlays that she was actually able to give me, and personally, actually, they were my favorite when it comes to static overlays. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually show you real quick. So this is like just to give you an example of what she was able to deliver. But if I go here, just to give you an example here. So this is one example. I've got this called the cheering green. She was even able to organize everything in folders. This is the background. But if I show you like guest layouts, again, I can't show you everything because there are many assets, like 30 assets for every single overlay pack. So I can go to single overlays and then show you what it looks like. So you can see it's really nice. I can go show you another one here. This is the green one. So let me go to Cool Streamer Pink. This is my favorite, Cool Streamer Pink. Just want to show you what they look like. They are amazing. This is my favorite one. Look at this. Again, for every pack you have like different layouts. So I can show you like interview screen. You can see all these ones here, right? Different layouts. You can see for 3 people, 6 people, with names, without names. Like, it's amazing. She did an amazing job giving me all this. So if I go to, I believe there's another one. Let's go to streamer vibes, not background, but desktop screen. I'm just gonna show you those desktop screens. Look at this. Like, she did really an amazing job. Like, I like her style. I like the look is really kind of modern, and of course they're static, they're not animated. I'm probably gonna get some animation version of these overlays that she did, but I'm super excited. Let me go to another one here. Let's go to Cool Streamer Purple and see what we have. We got the background. Again, the background is always the same. Again, you can use the background to create more assets if you want, if you need some extra overlays. But let's go to desktop screen. Look at this. Amazing. She did an amazing job. Let's go to interview screen. amazing. And then we have iPad screen. If you want to share your iPad, look at this. So she did really good, right? So single overlays. She even gave me like the Mac version if you use Mac. Look at this, like super awesome. Again, I can show you guys, I have some of these uploaded already to streamtools.com. So you guys can actually, because you have a code, you can actually get some of these for free. So if I go here, like this one, okay, look at this. You know, you can see like I've got all these overlays. I just created some demo just to show you guys what they will look like. You know, you can see this is what they will look like on your streams, because some of these I have videos showing you what they're gonna look like on the video. Yeah, you know, like this one, but this one wasn't from Fiverr, but you can see like just to have an idea for what they will look like on video. So yeah, look at this, all this, she did all this. So if I take 175 divided by 5, how much? So technically she's charging around $35 per overlay pack, which is insanely cheap. And looking at the work that she's doing, I think so far she's my favorite compared to all the other sellers, budget wise and quality wise. So I'll be recommending her 100% if you're looking for overlays. Of course, you want to make sure you check her out. So, and of course, as soon as I was done ordering all the services, mostly like the overlays and music, I had to contact the guy who did the OBS setup to set up my streaming setup from scratch. That's the one that I showed you earlier, and you can choose which overlays that you send to him. They're gonna set it up for you. Either you want to do on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, or any other streaming platform. And as soon as you receive that, really all you gotta do is just hit the go live button from OBS, and of course add your cameras and some other local stuff. And actually, if you want, on Fiverr you can hire some people that will actually access your computer remotely. Okay, I mean, it's 100% safe. There's some softwares that you can use, and then you can set up even your cameras, like your webcam, your microphone settings, and everything for you. And honestly, looking at the guy, it cost me like $20. It's not gonna be super expensive. So you can have everything set up for you on Fiverr, which is cool. Again, if you want to download any of the assets that I got from Fiverr for the purpose of this video, the overlays, the background music, the OBS bundles, everything is gonna be available for free at streamtools.com. All you gotta do, you wanna make sure you use the code free overlay, okay, when you check out, because it's gonna show the price. So you wanna use free overlay, and it's gonna be 100% free, which is awesome. But that's gonna be only for the next 10 days from the time that we publish this video. But other than that, this is gonna be a general kind of looking overlays, because they were designed for me, and you know, they didn't have you in mind. If you want your custom design kind of music, or you're streaming on I don't know, maybe you're not streaming on Facebook, maybe you're streaming on YouTube, whatever service you need, maybe you need your custom made overlays that will match exactly your brand, and then they can even match with your logo. Or even if you don't have a logo, you can get design on Fiverr. You want to make sure you actually check out fiverr.com. They gave me a code, by the way, that's gonna give you 10% on your first purchase. So you want to make sure you use that code, which is live production. So use live production code. I'm gonna leave it down below, and it should be on screen right now, to get 10% on your first purchase on Fiverr. But other than that, thank you so much to Fiverr for partially sponsoring this video. But if you guys have any question or have any feedback about some of the services or the sellers that I was able to show you on screen, let me know down below in the comment section. But other than that, guys, I'll see you on my next video. Take care.